grandfather ran away again. I knew where to find him because he'd run away twice before. And both times he was here. It's his safe place, I guess. It reminds him of where he grew up in England. When he came to live with us, I didn't get along with him. Soon, though, I found it easy to love him because he loved me so much. Today, it's time to talk to him about the white chalet. He no longer recognizes my mother and father, so I asked to let me do it. I hope I'm up to it. Want some company, Grandpa? It's so hot out. Why don't you take your jacket off? I brought some juice. We thought you might be thirsty. Do you know the pretty girl sitting next to you?
It's Jill.
And her full name is?
Jill Millicent Emerson.
Exactly right.
Remember the important things.
Why don't you drink some juice and take your pills for me?
I did take them, didn't I?
Try to remember.
Yes, I did. At the house. I'm not going back there, you hear? Only, Jill, I don't remember why I left.
You got in an argument with my dad. You and I didn't start out so well ourselves, did we, Grandpa?
You gave up your room for me. I never wanted that to happen.
I didn't realize how unimportant it was. I'm stupid sometimes.
I'm stupid sometimes, too. I get so angry. Why is that?
It's hard to be all alone in an empty house the whole day.
I argue with Stuart all the time. Why is that?
You argue with Martin. Stuart is your other son in California. Martin and Sharon are my mom and dad, and it's their house.
Are you sure? I used to be much more than this, Jill. I came to live with you on a Thursday. And today is Thursday, too.
That's wonderful, Grandpa.
And it's your birthday.
Which is why this was on the kitchen table. Help me open it?
Do you like it?
The Life of Jill Millicent Emerson. Oh, it's beautiful, Grandpa.
Do you like it?
All these pictures from when I was a baby. That little hat.
They put it on your head when you were born. Stuart sent it to us.
Martin sent it. You've kept everything. Every single thing about me.
Grandma, we put it together every night. We have so much fun. Oh. No, it's not that. She's gone now.
Look at these drawings from school. Turkey, pumpkins, birds. Did I really look like that?
Sweeter than ever. Every year, your grandmother said. And look how you began your letters.
Oh. Did I really call you Pop Pop?
I loved it. I was sad when you stopped.
I grew out of it, I guess.
We show your letters to the neighbors, and every night we... No. Your grandmother, she felt sick. And then there was no time for Jill's life anymore. Jill. I can't remember her name.
Millicent.
Millicent? Are you sure?
It's my middle name. I'm named for her.
That's right. Jill Millicent Emerson. Only Jill. Can't remember what she looks like.
She was small, shorter than I am. She had brown hair. Everybody loved her.
It's wrong of me to get angry with those people back there, isn't it?
Everyone gets angry sometimes. It's only natural.
No. It's not that, Jill. It's something more. It's me. Something is happening inside of me. I feel it. I get frightened. I get confused. I get...
You didn't take your pills this morning. I'm sure of it. You know, there are places you can go where there are people when you get frightened or if anything happens, and they make sure you take your meds and get plenty of rest and exercise. And they're there to help you, if you want help. And there'd be friends there too, people to eat with, talk with. You wouldn't have to be in an empty house the whole day.
It's the white chalet you're talking about, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
They talk about it at night. Those people. I hear them from my room. Your room. You get it back again.
Ugh, I don't care about that. I don't. I just want you to be in a place where you'll be happy and safe.
Used to be so much more than this, you know.
I know.
You think the white chalet would be a good place for me then?
Yes, I do.
You'd come to see me there?
We'll visit so often, you'll get sick of us.
You'll tell those people that I'll go?
Mom and Dad, I'll tell them.
You'll tell them that I choose to go, not that I have to go. You'll tell them that?
That's exactly what I'll tell them.
Good. That's good. Only Jill.
Mm-hmm.
It's very warm.
We can fix that. It's empty. You didn't pack anything, Grandpa. I was thinking, that name I used to call you when I was little,
Pop-up?
would it be all right if I called you Pop-Pop again?
I'd like that.
Well, then that's just what I'll do. Hold my hand tightly. Pop-Pop. At the White Chalet, we visited often. Then there came a time when he didn't recognize me anymore. Still, he lets me hold his hand or feed him. And when I call him Pop-Pop, I see a little smile on his face. And that's how my day went. Please don't forget your Jill altogether. Okay, my Pop-Pop? Okay?
It is my pleasure to welcome you once again, Al Meglin.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed seeing your play again, you know, for the second, maybe the third time. And it's interesting. There are new things always. Always, you know, I'm always seeing new things because you always bring us new insights. But I was thinking that this is the third prize that you've won for the Playwrights project.
Yes.
The first one, I remember, was The Band Takes a Short Break, which was kind of a sad, broken love story. And it was, as I recall, it was the first time that we really staged a play. The series began with play readings. We had the actors and they had scripts and they did them. And very shortly after we started, maybe we did 3 or 4, Norman, all of us agreed that we really had to do it like a play. And we did. And The Band Takes the First Break was the first one.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorites. It's a very good play.
I was young when I wrote that one.
Well, young and old, it's something we're going to talk about in this play of yours. And then came The Two Men at McDonald's.
That's right.
Which was a very different play about 2 widowers and how they dealt with the death of their wives, each in his own way. And that, I recall, you said you overheard at McDonald's.
Yes.
So you're a good snoop as well. But I wanted to ask about White Chalet and where that came from. I mean, was that, it's very timely, I must say. I think there's a whole new style of living for seniors.
Yeah.
And it's come into demand because I think people are living longer. There's much more to do. It's a real style of living now. I mean, it's very popular. So where in you did that play come from?
Well, several years ago, my mother-in-law became ill, very frail, and had to be sent into a nursing home. And it astonished me that the facility was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, there are wonderful places.
It was up in Vermont, and it had won architectural awards for the sheer beauty of the building. And she was in it for a while, and my wife and my wife was alive at the time, and we visited her quite often. And each time we went, a new story unfolded as we sat in the visiting room. New stories popped up all the time. And I finally decided that that 3 of them could make a triptych, a play, which I called the White Chalet Triptych, and this is the first of the 3.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and just watching it now, I was interested in, I mean, it was very obviously our gentleman who's resisting going to the White Chalet. The chemistry with his granddaughter is really very nice, and she's very nice. I think maybe her approach is very different than one of her parents, because he says, "I chose to go. I didn't have to go." I think that's key in this.
It is key
play.
Because there's a measure of pride that sustains life, but at the same time, that pride makes life a little bit difficult for the people who have to be caretakers. And I thought of the girl, of the granddaughter, as being called upon to do something that was just a little bit out of her range at her age, but that she sort of had to grow into it. So I look upon it really as the Jill's story of a period of growth for her, because she had to do this thing. Nobody else could do it anymore. But of course, Norman, who directed this, he and I have always been on the same page.
No, I wanted to talk to you about that. You know, Norman is he's kind of our heroic figure in this program today. Yes, he really is. But I did want to ask, you know, I always talk about a play as something in two parts. I mean, you, the playwright, create it, and then hopefully lovingly give it to the cast, who also take on a creative, you know, process in doing it.
And somehow the cast and the director always put something in it that even I didn't see on the printed page.
I wanted to ask you that. Because I think that happens very often. First, it occurred to me in reading something about Harold Pinter, in which he was performing in something that he wrote. And he said in performing it, he really found things that weren't there. I was going to ask if you found that true.
Well, they're there, but you don't know that they're there. And the physical presence of the actors brings something. Now, Philip, who played the grandfather here, did things with pauses, with obviously attempts to remember or to think through, that I guess I felt, but I certainly didn't put them in there. And I saw the performance and said, wow, he got it, didn't he?
Well, it is painful. I mean, from my own experience, that inability to remember, that inability to be that person that you were.
That you were. And to recognize, that's the sad part about it. That's why I had my character say, I used to be much more than this. He knew that he had been much more, but time robs us of many abilities.
Well, now, was this White Chalet written for the theater? Because I know you write for the stage. Profusely at this time, in this recent period.
I have had a very, very lucky kind of life, and an especially lucky period at this time, because off Broadway, I've had many plays done. In fact, one is in consideration now, and I won't jinx myself by telling you where, when, or how. In the East,
like me,
a full-length play in the East Village, so keep your fingers crossed. But I've had especially in the last decade or so, I've had plays done at Metropolitan Playhouse, which is in the East Village. I've had plays done at the Harvard Club.
Yes, I saw those plays.
That's right. You attended.
Very nice.
You attended.
I think Norman and I came together.
I rather think you did. That's my memory of it. Of course, I was so nervous that night that I may not have my memories correct.
Oh, no, it was very nice. I think we did 3. There were 3 plays of yours that were done,
And I've had plays done at the National Arts Club, and at the Players Club, and at the Lambs Club.
Well.
I've had a lovely, fortunate kind of experience of late. It started in TV a long, long time ago, when TV was good.
When TV was good.
Before PATV came to bear, TV used to have wonderful anthology shows on Sunday nights. That's where the real writers like Patty Chayefsky and
those
guys.
The golden age, yes.
It really was a golden age.
Yes, it was.
And if you were a young playwright in New York and you wrote a laundry list, you could sell it. Somebody would listen to you.
Yeah.
And so I had good luck there too. But then the anthologies disappeared at a given point. And I was really not at all interested in any of these, I don't know what they're called exactly. They're just action melodramas. I don't really like them. So I don't even try for TV anymore.
But let me just go back and ask you again. Was this written for the stage?
Oh, I forgot. You did ask me that question. Yes. Either.
It could adapt.
It could adapt.
Yeah, very well.
Either well. But the White Chalet triptych is divided this way. Ready for the White Chalet. Yeah. And Act 2 is Safe and Comfortable in the White Chalet, which is an ironic title. And the third one is Not Quite Ready for the White Chalet. So what I've done is to sort of isolate three separate attitudes towards this necessity for
an interesting idea, and we never really see him at the White Chalet.
And you won't. You won't.
Well, that's really very interesting, but I'm really left with, and I just realized it this time. I've seen it before, and we've talked before, but the fact that he chose. He didn't have to go. So really his taking the suitcase and leaving home was kind of for show because there was nothing in his suitcase.
That's it.
That was made very clear.
And it might have been a memory lapse, or it might have been an unconscious wish to be led somewhere.
And she's kind of gotten him back into a stream where he is remembering the book, the whole procedure. I think you've done it very skillfully.
Well, I thank you much.
No, it's a charming play. I would expect no less from you.
Well, thank you.
What's new? What are you doing now?
You'll think I'm showing off if I tell you.
No, I won't.
You won't?
No, I won't. I've known you for a long time. I'm not going to think you're showing off.
Well, I've never done this before, ever. It may be the pressures of looking in the mirror and realizing that I have to work fast. But I'm juggling 3 projects right now. I've never tried this before, and I may go bananas as I do it. I've got a short story, a 1-act play, and a 300-page memoir going all at the same time. So we'll see if I can get them all done. If I leave here soon, I'll get to work.
Okay. No, it's great. Let me ask you another question, because we are really dedicating today to Norman. You know, on 3 occasions, you had the opportunity to work with him, which I think would be a treasure for any writer or any actor. He somehow brought not just life, but a kind of reality and a kind of sensibility to everything that he did. And tell me about your experience with Norman.
Well, the first thing I would say is that I never saw such energy in a man, this compact man in his late years, with all this energy to burn, and an obvious love for the work he was doing, obviously. And somehow, from the very first play we did together, I've been with some directors and in some theaters where you have to be there to protect your play, and I use the word protect
as the right word.
As the right word. I never had that feeling with Norman, that somehow or other he respected the integrity of the play, and that he shot what I wrote. I mean, that was my feeling, that I didn't really have to be there. Now, this time around, I wasn't there. Norman I didn't even know this was in the can, so to speak, at this point. But
yeah,
the result, you know, I trust him. I trusted him then, and I trust him now.
Really very skilled.
And I think I'm very honored to have been the last play, if I understand correctly, the last play he directed.
Well, the next to the last. The last one was his. He wrote the last play.
In this series,
yeah.
Among the last, that's a signal honor.
You were number 28.
That's a signal honor that I should be directed by Norman at this time.
Well, it was, I think that was generally the opinion. I don't think any of the actors, any of the technical people, any of the writers came away not feeling that way. It was my opportunity to interview all of the writers. Sometimes they were across country, but through the miracle of television, we were able to do it. And I think everyone just spoke so highly. And it's interesting, you know, he began as an actor, then got into directing, and then got into directing television, and then retired, and then came to us.
Well, he had,
and we were just lucky. I mean,
he had all this energy. Retirement was not a possibility for somebody with that much energy.
Yeah.
Well, we can all hope that we...
So, you know, we can all feel very, very privileged, I think, to have worked with him over this long period.
Yes, I agree with you. I do.
So, anyway, I enjoyed your play. I really, I had seen it before, and seeing it this third time, I really enjoyed it and found new things.
Thank you.
And I thank you for your skill and your, what can I say, and your heroic carrying on as you are.
I've been called many things, not heroic.
Well, you're heroic. Take my word for it. Thank you so much, Al.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay.